I'd like you to meet Duncan Heister, who has written a book called The Islamic State in Bible Prophecy, and he's really excited about it. So Duncan, why do you think the Islamic State is significant?
Well, I think it's significant because it fulfills so many requirements of Bible prophecy regarding the situation that there must be in the land of Israel, that is the land promised to Abraham, immediately before the second coming of Christ. And a lot of those prophecies in the Bible require some entity, shall we say, to invade that land promised to Abraham. And the prophecies require that this entity that invades will be, as it were, a reformed, a revived Assyria. And the Islamic State is operating in the very territory of the historical Assyria. Their brutality, their allusion to historical symbolism, etc., exactly makes them a revived Assyria as the Bible prophecies require.
Interesting. Which Bible prophecies are most clearly being fulfilled by ISIS?
Well, passages like Ezekiel 38 and Zechariah 14 require that there is going to be an invasion of the land of Israel in the last days. Now, the Islamic State have not invaded Israel proper, as it were, at this moment. But what's significant is that it's leading up to that. And there are Bible prophecies in Daniel and Revelation that talk about a beast, an entity, let's say, a group of nations headed by a strong charismatic individual with a mark of the beast, who are to dominate the land promised to Abraham, that is from the Euphrates down to Egypt. And the way that the fighters of the Islamic State have the seal of Muhammad on their foreheads and are insisting on this insignia on their black jihad flags, etc., that all seems to me to be fulfilling these requirements about the mark of the beast.
Fascinating. What do you think the next move of ISIS will be according to the Bible?
Well, I think we could expect ISIS to be focusing far more upon Israel and particularly upon the city of Jerusalem, which is of course a holy city for Islam. Let's remember that the Islamic State is headed up by very religious people, by people who are steeped in the Hadith and the Quran, and for them, Israel, the Jews, Jerusalem, this is highly significant. So I think we can expect a shift towards Israel and Jerusalem, their desire to take over there, and forging closer links with Hamas and the Palestinians in the West Bank. And this will then bring about the situation that is required by Bible prophecy to exist immediately before the visible, literal second coming of Jesus to the earth.
Is there a website we can go to get more information on this?
Yep, everything is up there at islamicstate.info, islamicstate.info. The book is there, absolutely free to browse, to look through, free PDF and so forth. But there's one thing I would like to emphasize, that this is not all about sort of a fascinating, academically interesting, intellectually stimulating piece of research, looking at similarities between the Islamic State and the Bible prophecies. God is active in this world, and God is also active in your life. The Lord Jesus Christ will return to this earth to establish God's kingdom here on the earth, and by believing in Him and being baptized into Him, you and I really can live forever in this new kingdom which will be established at the second coming of Christ to the earth.